We have a tangled web of lies that this assistant principal, decided to weave to cover up her son's crime. It's a crazy story. So here on the left, you see the principal here, Carla Florence, totally threw away her career, all that hard work, all those relationships built, the professional connections, threw it all away. And here is her son, who just sick, disgusting. Arrest documents reveal ARP Elementary Assistant Principal Carla Florence lied about her son's age and failed to report that her son had an inappropriate relationship with a 14-year-old girl that resulted in pregnancy. Carla Florence is charged with failure to report and false report to a peace officer, while her 21-year-old son Blake Florence is charged with assault of a child and tampering with physical evidence. Both were arrested on Tuesday. So it's looking like here that she not only lied initially, but she continued to lie to cover this thing up. Check this out. According to arrest affidavits, a now 16-year-old girl began dating Blake Florence when she was 14 years old and he was 19. They had a child last summer in 23. They had a child in yes, they had a child in 24, excuse me. The affidavit states that Carla Florence lied about her son's age so that the relationship, which was 2 years underway, could continue. The report came out this year because a doctor in Fort Worth saw the 16-year-old girl and Blake Florence in the same bed during a hospital visit and reported it to Child Protective Services. Okay, well, somebody understands and somebody remembered their duty to report such things. Mandated reporter Carla Florence, which is what you are. So there's a worker at the hospital who saw this and said, this doesn't look right. The child told police that Carla Florence had lied about her son's age, saying that he was 17. She found out his real age while with child, and the girl's mother tried to keep them apart as well as she could, the document read. In 23, White House police made a report of the child being a missing juvenile. The teen claimed she went to Chick-fil-A with friends. Police investigated, and officers believe Blake Florence was among the people she was with in the car. In October 23, the child reported to a school employee that she was upset because she got back a positive pregnancy test. She said, and she named Blake Florence as the father. In July 25, the ARP police learned that conception happened in Carla Florence's home, the assistant principal of the elementary school. It happened in her home. Upon searching his phone, police found text exchanges between Blake Florence and the teen discussing these inappropriate actions in his room in Carla Florence, the assistant principal's house. He also acknowledged her age, saying, "You're only 16." The text so ignorance, he can't claim ignorance. He knew exactly what he was doing. The text between Florence and the 16-year-old happened between March and June of this year. Regarding the tampering with evidence charge, police say before handing over his phone, Blake Florence did a factory reset or tried to do one based on the state of the phone. The document says he did this to hide evidence. According to the affidavit, Carla Florence, assistant principal, was present when the girl would stay over. And the thing, what really bothers me, ladies and gentlemen, is, I typically don't report on these kinds of stories, but there's a bit of a twist here because the assistant principal, she totally abdicated her position as a mandated reporter. She's supposed to report these things, and she said, "No, I'm going to do it because this is my son." But what is just really just disgusting is that these kinds of stories, in terms of school staff crossing that line, they happen all the time. They happen all the time, and I'm not gonna report those stories. They're far too common, and it's hard to understand why someone in that position would do that. I don't get it. Okay, there was a reason. There was a reason to believe she knew about the assault in her own home and failed to report what happened to any state or law enforcement agency, police said. Well, of course. While police were investigating the accusation, Carla Florence told investigators her son and the teenage girl were not dating and the teen was staying with them temporarily while her mom was moving. So you're lying. Carla Florence said the girl and her son fight like brother and sister. It was later discovered that the child police saw Blake Florence feeding at the home was both his and the teen girl's. Carla Florence later posted about the child's first birthday on social media. The affidavit read, Blake Florence's bond totals at $350,000, while his mother bond totals at $10,000. The statement read Tuesday by the school district said none of the events surrounding the arrests involved any students or other staff members. The district also says the events did not. Yeah, okay, that's no typical school districts. Like, hey, I know what you're thinking. Nothing to see here. Everything is good here. That person over there who is no longer they're suspended. They're not coming here. Don't worry about that. They're over there. We're good over here. All is good. So that typical, and parents want to hear that. They want to know that. We, as a school district, are already taking the proper steps and actions to ensure the safety and well-being of all of our students and staff. As always, that is our number one priority, the statement read. So I understand that. You got to do that. But this is terrible. It's unbelievable that this educator, mandated reporter, she would go to these lengths to cover for her son and just have it continued under her roof. Like, absolutely ridiculous. So we'll continue to follow that story. And as I get updates, I'll let you know. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next update.